Women rated male characters designed to capture high dark triad facets, of personality, narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism, or a control personality. Physicality was held constant, meaning it was the same guy physically. Women rated the high dark triad character as significantly more attractive. That is why Iron Man will always outsexy Captain America. So that's number one. Number two is this: convicted criminal offenders had more children than individuals never convicted of a criminal offense. You want to talk about hybristophilia? Here's your numbers. Importantly, the reproductive success of criminals was explained by a fertility increase from having children with several different partners. So who gets to take care of? Who's the superhero who gets to take care of all those several different partners' kids?
Captain Plowhorse to the rescue.
Daddy, the dad who stepped up. You're the one that gets to do that. That's here's your numbers again, Mr. Stepdad, Mr. I prefer single moms. There you go. From having children with several different partners. Wow, if we could just structure society in a gynocentric social order so that chumps in the 80% will eventually be useful to us once we've bred with the guys in prison and had 3 kids from 3 different fathers. If we can just convince these chumps to be the dad who stepped up when the time is right. If we could just figure out I know how we can do that. Social media.
Almost like some kind of alpha fuck beta buck type scenario, you mean?
Something like that. Maybe you can be the real G.
Dude, you should write an essay on this.
The real G?
I think it would sell. Yeah, the real G.
This is my last one. Secondary psychopathy in high school boys positively predicts future dating involvement, the study says. Okay, this is from SciPost. If you want any of these, I'll be happy to give them to you. I've got them all bookmarked in my Twitter right now. However, even as far back as kids, like as children and preteen and teenage development, the dark I don't think we should call dark triad traits dark anymore. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, well, I get why. It's because the guys who need it, they kind of need that edgy factor. Same reason that it shouldn't really be called dread, but the guy's idea of like making his wife afraid of not fucking him kind of appeals to the guy who's down on his luck. So it's basically clickbait. But I agree, it's not accurate. But it appeals to the perfect guy who needs to hear it. Exactly.
I'm of the opinion, and I saw Rob Henderson on is this the right one? Oh, I already got that. Okay. I saw Rob Henderson on the Michaela Peterson show talking about dark triad traits, and remember we were talking about how like David Buss wants to dance around all the uncomfortable facts or the unflattering.
Yes. I do.
This is like, I like Rob Henderson. You can't not like Rob Henderson. I think he's a great dude.
He doesn't like me.
He does. My ass. I'm starting to get like Jeffrey Miller vibes from Rob Henderson. He hasn't blocked me yet, so to his credit. But I'm at the point right now where I listen to Rob like live, and I go, he tries to sort of like ride the fence a little bit because he doesn't want to offend. But he knows the facts. Like the forensic evidence is like points to where the murder weapon is, and he just simply doesn't want to look where must be the murderer over here. Let me read this to you real quick. Just the first couple of paragraphs here. Psychopathic personality disorders in adolescence are associated with delinquency, and delinquency can contribute to future dating success for boys, according to a new research published in a journal of evolutionary psychology. Psychopathy is considered a personality disorder and is associated with a number of negative outcomes. But some scientists have argued that the reproductive tactics associated with psychopathy indicate that the condition is an evolutionary adaptation. For example, a study from Serbia, oddly enough, found that inmates who scored high on a test for psychopathy tended to have more children. We were interested in this topic because we wanted to gather more insight into the evolutionary roots of psychopathy, said study authors Adam C. Davis, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so anyways, the fact remains is this, is that that psychopathy, dark triad traits are actually attractive. If that's the case, what do we say? Psychopathy, narcissism, be cocky, be funny, be arrogant a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And Machiavellianism, which of course comes down to like, think about yourself before anything, mental point of origin, more or less.
Deliberate.
Right? Being deliberate about it, right? All of those things are net bonuses, net benefits, reproductively speaking, because women respond to those more positively. So therefore, should we not call them the bright triad traits?
The super duper attractive alpha traits.
Let's start calling it what it ought to be called, right?
And people should understand this intuitively too. Because remember when Trump got elected? I don't know if you heard it in the news. And you remember how even the people that liked him knew he was an asshole, but it was like, he's our asshole.
Right.
So like even guys get it. You should get it anyway. So when they're saying this other, like, oh, you shouldn't be like, come on, dude. Quit. You can lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. Don't piss on me and tell me it's